How's it feel, Neo? All right, we should be back. Let me pull up my other chat over here, and then we'll get back into the charts. Get back into the charts, the TA, all that. All right, cool. We should be back. Spam that like button, hit that share so other people can spam the like button. Let's get back to the live. All right, let me pull this over here. Get out of here, you. All right, we were talking about I don't remember what we were talking about. We were talking about APT. Fine here. You think take profit APT $5? Yeah, I think so. How much for Solnic to reach 27 cents? That would be $250 million market cap, somewhere in that range. And I think it will eventually happen. Yeah, sooner or later. All right, let's go to the TON chart. Let's go to the TON chart. Yeah, this is what we've talked about with the TON chart. It's in accumulation. I would classify this as your secondary, your selling climax. And in all likelihood, we're going to get a secondary test, which would go lower. And we could even get an LPS or a spring, which would go even lower as well. But this is basically what I anticipate for TON. And then getting back up to the retracement of about $20 billion market cap. Yeah, 1.7x VET. Okay. And listen, this is the last thing I'm going to say about, listen, I'm not in competition with any other creator. I'm rooting for every creator to do their thing because I root for creators, okay? I'm aware of 5 creators that were bullish publicly in 2022. Myself, Alex, Blockchain Backer, Waters Above, Calvin Hill. That's the end of the list. All right? I know it's what have you done for me lately, but I have the longest track record, and that's it. I have the longest track record for being in the right flavor the most amount of times. And the only person that I'm worried about competing with is your boy Ski and improving my own stuff. That's it. So that's where I'm at with it. That's the last thing I'm going to say on that. That's all I really have to say about that. Update on the Solnic roadmap, please. Okay, so Solnic right now, as of the time of recording, has, what in the world? Over 5% of the total supply that can ever exist in the history of ever is staked. Locked up, a lot of it for 2+ years, okay? So price equals supply plus demand. The more the time goes on, the more that this is going to get locked up more and more and more. And to me, the move right now is getting more Solnic, locking it up longer. That's the best play because you're going to get not only the ROI of the 30% for locking it up for 2 years, but you're also going to get the price appreciation of Solnic over the next 2 years as well. So that is what we're working on. We're working on getting it whitelisted. We're working on the BYOB documentary still. We're going to be shooting a lot more of that in the coming, probably in the fall. We're going to do a big shoot in the fall, get lots of interviews. That's going to be a real thing. I'm not rushing that by any stretch of the imagination. So we have a lot of time to put into that for sure. The stablecoin, which 20% of the stablecoin is going to be, the stablecoin, 20% of the stablecoin is going to be backed by Solnic, meaning as the price of Solnic goes up, as the price of the market cap of the stablecoin goes up, the price of Solnic will go up indirectly as well. Do you think we follow the grinding out fractal for 30 days or a couple of weeks? My base case right now is the couple weeks one, but it's not going to be weird to do like 45 days. I know what you're saying. Okay, so for everyone who's not tracking what he's talking about, let me just pick you up to speed here. Basically, I have two case scenarios. I have this fractal right here that I think that we are playing out, which would put us at making a new all-time high in the next couple of weeks. And then we have this fractal over here, which would put us at making a new all-time high in about 45 days. My base case is, meaning what I think the highest probability is, that we're going to back test this at about 103K, and then we're going to make an all-time high within the next couple of weeks. That's my base case. But this would not shock me or surprise me if we're going to gruel it out for a few weeks. You're back even though you never left. I never left? Great. What utility does Solnic have? What are the advantage of staking? The utility of Solnic is BYOB, which is DeFi. DeFi is the main utility. The advantages of staking for Solnic and for an individual is you're going to earn either, here's what you can earn. So you can earn 30% reward, 7% reward, 15% reward, and 30% reward. What we are creating too is a DApp. We're creating other DApps where you're going to be able to swap, you're going to be able to lend, you're going to be able to borrow, all of these things. So DeFi is the main utility. All right. Plus you have the meme ability as well. This is by far, in a way, my number one 100x play. And listen, I'm going to just tell you right now, I don't care what happens today, tomorrow, next week, because that's not my time horizon. Do I think that there's a high probability of us just ripping next week? Yes, I do. Am I distraught about it if it doesn't happen? No, because my time horizon is 2 years, 2 decades, somewhere in between there. Okay? But listen, there is no other coin that's doing what we're doing. There is no other coin that has, other than Bitcoin. Bitcoin has feature-linked documentaries. That's it. I guess Hex does, technically. All right. You talked about fractals almost days ago, right? Yes, I did. That's still my base case. So it would be probably about 10 weeks, or not 10 weeks, excuse me, 10 days from now. What I think we're going to do is backtest into the 104K range, 103, chop there for a couple days before breaking out higher. We're already at 106 as of the time of recording. Bitcoin's running. It's over. Let's go. But listen, I'm telling you right now, just the sentiment, right? And this is what you really got to study. You got to study the sentimental about this. Okay? Everyone wants to pay attention to what retail's doing. But the sentiment of retail, right? What do I mean by this? Okay? The sentiment, nothing changes price. Excuse me. Hold on. Stay with me. My brain is firing on 12 cylinders and my mouth is firing on 6. Give me 1 second. Let me put a nice bow on this for y'all. Okay? Nothing quite like price changes sentiment. What does that mean? When Bitcoin makes a new all-time high, when Ethereum gets to 3,300, when Solnic gets to 10 cents, people are going to feel amazing about it, even if nothing is different fundamentally. Right now, example, Solnic just dropped staking, where you can earn 30% on your money. Let me know where you can do that. It's the most fundamental bullish that it ever has been. Let's bring it all back, though. The sentiment of when Bitcoin goes to the next leg higher, regardless of what the fundamentals are, that is when people are really going to start to feel euphoric and bullish again. And it doesn't matter what's happening in the economy, because nothing changes price nothing quite like sentiment. Jesus. Nothing quite like price changes sentiment. Okay? That is the truth. Verily, verily, I say unto you, that is the truth. What up, Ski? What's up, fam? Can you show Solana prediction? What all-time high for Bitcoin? Are you asking me my price target for all-time high of Bitcoin? Or are you asking me what is the all-time high of Bitcoin right now? What are you asking me? What's up out of the night, though? What's up, your favorite coin, Ethereum Classic? So buy more Solana. Got it. DCA is the way. What do I think? Okay, so my price prediction, by the way, since video evidence, you could search your boy Ski on YouTube. I can't say it because Big Brother, they don't like it. They don't like it. You could search at your boy Ski on YouTube, right? Since 2022, when Bitcoin was at $16,000, this was still my price prediction. This is why I'm not competing with anyone, because no one has the same track record as me over the past 4 years, period. My price prediction since 2022 has been $118,000. Bear case. 138 medium case. 207 is my bull case. That is still my price target since 2022. There's been ups and downs and roller coaster rides, and I have not moved. Because that's how I analyze things. I'm super macro. I'm very patient. I don't get caught up in the sways. I don't get caught up in the, but what about the orange man and his tariffs? I don't get caught up in that stuff. I don't get caught up in none of that. Okay? But my price target is for Solana is 420 bear case, 510 is my medium case, and 600 is my bull case. There's a micro cap crypto. The former VP of Sprint was just onboarded. Ski, what's your next price target for ADA? $2. $2. Yep. This is not a bear market. I agree. I agree this is not a bear market. Who said it was a bear market? Can you check AI16Z? I got you, bro. Can you please do VeChain, Solnic? VeChain are my biggest bags. I like VeChain right here. For sure. I like Solnic here too. To me, this is, you're going to look back 6 months from now and you're going to be like, why? Both of these, by the way. But this has been a historical level. I mean, you could see it's not like if I zoom in, right? I want you to notice, like you have to use discretion, right? Does it never go below this trend line? No, it goes below it all the time. It goes below it all the time. But it honors this trend and it very quickly gets back above it. Okay, so this is where we need to get back above to get back in bullish posture. And that's going to put us about 2.2 cents. That's it. And then in the macro, we need to take out this height over here, 3.4 cents. Okay, and then retracement in the micro is 5 cents. Parabolic in the micro is 18 cents. My targets in the macro are 20 cents, 40 cents, 60 cents. He said we're going to 50K. Who said we're going to 50K? We'll go to 50K, sure. After 207, after 138, sure. I think 50K is on the table. After 207, after 138, after the bull market is over, after all the gains have been lost, gained and lost. I think that's super plausible. Does the cream rise to the top? Listen, I don't think about other men. Sorry. I don't think about other men, and I definitely don't think about other men's predictions. All right? I am locked in to my own stuff, and I'm going to live and die by my own sword. And that's it. That's all I really have to say about that. Can you explain what DCAing means? Yes, I can. Cade, Scott. It's a great question. Okay, and let me tell you the power of DCAing. Okay, so listen. What am I? What are you? We are retail. So let me just answer your question frankly first, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the power of DCAing and why it is powerful. Okay? So what DCAing stands for is dollar cost averaging, meaning you buy a little bit each and every week, regardless of price. You pick your fundamental projects with low to no inflation, and you buy a little bit each and every week. Ideally, you would not have a decision about it. That's going to be your best case scenario, meaning it's coming out of your bank account without you making a conscious decision about it. Because when you make an unconscious decision, it's automatically coming out. You are no longer making a decision, which means you cannot be swayed by your emotions. That's going to be the best case scenario. So now, to me, for 90 plus, I would say 97, 98% of people, this is the best thing to do. This is what's going to have the highest reward possible. You're going to have the highest yield. You're going to have the highest ROI by DCAing. Okay? 97 to 98% of people should just pick their fundamental projects and just buy every week, regardless of price. That is going to be the best thing for 98% of people. Okay? Now, let's talk about it. Let's go to Bitcoin. I'll give you an example for Bitcoin. All right? And I'm going to say you're the worst investor possible, right? Because we're all retail, right? I'm retail, you're retail. What does retail do? Retail likes to buy tops and they buy bottoms, and they sell bottoms. That's what retail does. They buy tops and they sell bottoms. That is what retail does, period. Okay? Let's say you're the worst investor possible and you started buying Bitcoin here, right here at 69K back in 2021 at the absolute top. And it only went down from that moment. It only went down for the next year. Okay? And in fact, it didn't even make it back to 69K for how many days was this? How many days did it take us to get back to your quote break even point? It was 800 days. Okay? 800 days. 857 days. But let's say you DCA'd. Okay, so we're going to switch this to the weekly chart because let's say you get paid every Friday. It's Friday. It's payday, baby. What are you going to do? You're going to have an auto DCA. It's going to buy it for you regardless. You're not going to make a decision because maybe we don't trust our decisions because we know that we can be manipulated emotionally by fear and greed. That's human nature, by the way, right? So now I'm on the weekly chart. Okay, what does this mean? This means every single one of these candles is 1 week, okay? So every Friday, or whenever it is, maybe you get paid on Monday, I don't know. But every Friday, you're getting paid and you're going to buy $100. You're going to buy $100, $100, $100, $100, $100, $100, every single week, okay? Now, let's do the math on this. All right, so you started at 69K and you're all the way, let's go all the way out. You're all the way to 189 weeks. Okay. So now that means you've invested $18,000 since 2021. $18,900. That's what you've invested. Your investment now, you have more than doubled because look, although you started at 69K, guess what? You were accumulating for over a year at 25K. So 72 weeks, you got under 25K. What does that mean? That means you invested $7,200 under 25K. All right, what's the math on that? All right, $7,200 at 25K is a 3x. So let's multiply that just on your $7,200. $7,200 multiplied by 3, you're at 21,000. Just off of this, you're already in the green. And that's not to mention the entire year that you invested over here that you were down, quote, right? So that's 35 weeks plus all of this over here plus another 90 weeks. So you're at 120 weeks. That's 12 grand. That's also in the green. You have more than doubled, if not tripled, your money if you were DCAing and there was no emotional decision that was made about it, which is what most people should try to do, because the apex predators are trying to pull the strings and manipulate your emotions via greed, via fear. You can prevent this. 98% of people should just pick their fundamental projects and buy every week. That's the best. You're going to get the best ROI like that, because guess what? It protects you from you. All right. Hopefully that was a good lesson on DCAing and the power of it. Okay. The power of DCAing. It's a very good thing. Are you always in the green when you DCA? No, you're not. Can you be in the red for 6 months, a year? Yes. Check it out. Check it out. Do you know I DCA'd? Listen, I hate talking about it again and again and again, but my God, I DCA'd XRP for all of this. I was barely in the green ever. I started over here is when I started DCAing heavily into XRP. Somewhere in this range. I got all of this. 290 weeks of DCAing into XRP. Do you know I was barely in the green at all. In fact, I probably was not, because I DCA'd this too. I wasn't in the green at all until we broke. What did I do? I was in the red for 290 weeks before I was in the green. But buddy, was I in the green. Okay? So you got to be okay with being in the red for months and months. That's how crypto is. It's boring, boring, boring. Look at this. XRP, basically, if you take out this, let me get rid of all this. Let's get rid of all this. Let's clean up this chart. Come on now. I'm teaching today. Y'all ready for some teaching? All right, let's take out all this. All right, let's just make a little box. Make it nice and neat for you. All right, what we're going to do, this is basically what the price of XRP was for 5+ years. Right in here. Let's make it down a little bit. And let's bring it up a little bit. For 5 years, XRP was somewhere between 60 cents and 18 cents. Let's split the difference. That's 30 cents. For 5 years. Would you be happy with the 30 cent XRP average right now? Let me know in the comments. Are you happy with a 30 cent average price on XRP? I can tell you that I am. I can tell you that I'm happy with my 30 cents average, because that's what I did. Was I always in the green? No. Was I in the red for months at a time? Yes, I was. I was in the red months and months at a time. All right. Carl says, my grandma wants to know, what's the best coin to get started with? It's Bitcoin. Read the Bitcoin standard. Bitcoin is here for 20 years. Period. There's a lot that I theorize will be here 20 years from now. Bitcoin is the only one I know for sure. Then Solnik is number 2. Is it possible for Bitcoin dominance to go down and our alts to go down at the same time a few next months? It's possible. I don't think it's probable, though. Who the F is... Also, what levels would indicate your thesis, if any? Excuse me. What levels would indicate my thesis to which way? And what are we talking about? Like, are we talking about Bitcoin? Are we talking about Bitcoin dominance? Are we talking about the altcoins? What are we talking about exactly? WDCA. Check out guns on this some. Was XRP your most profitable cryptocurrency? Jam says it's over and I have no reason to doubt him. Then sell everything and go, bro. If you want a savior and you want to listen to another man and not make your own thesis, sell everything and go. Again, listen, I have nothing against anybody. I'm aware of 5 creators in 2022 that were publicly bullish. 5. I'm aware of just a few others besides those 5 in 2023 that was publicly bullish. Myself, Alex, Blockchain Backer, Waters Above, Calvin Hill, end of list. If you're bearish every day for the last 5 years, you will eventually be correct. Who is the best bear of all time? I want to give you guys a story about a bear. Who is the best bear of all time? Does anybody know? The most famous, the most profitable bear of all time. Does anybody know? Here we go. Here he is. Michael Burry. Michael Burry is the most profitable bear of all time. And he gets all the credit for timing the top. I've been printing, shorting. Great, bro. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Crypto gives you lots of opportunities. Upside and downside. Shorting is different than portfolio, though. Right? Who is the most profitable bear of all time? Michael Burry, of course. And what did Michael Burry do? Well, he shorted at the absolute top of 2008 and made billions. Right? Wrong. Jam is bearish every stream. Jam is bearish every week, every month, every year. All right, Michael Burry shorted the top of 2008. Right? Except actually he started shorting in 2005 and was absolutely wrecked to the tits up in 2005, in 2006, in 2007, and was finally correct in 2008. And he gets all the glory. If it would have been me or if it would have been you, we would have been liquidated. But he was managing billions of dollars. Like, look at the S&P 500. Look at the Dow Jones from 2005 through 2008. This is the most profitable bear of all time. Where is the S&P? All right, here's VOO. Let's go back on the weekly chart. Let's go back from... where's the NAS? Where is my chart? Let's go back to the NASDAQ here, if I could find it. Or the S&P 500. And look at 2005. Like, this is what I like about like actual factual numbers rather than like your feelings, rather than, so here's 2008 right here. This is when he made all of his money, right? Right here is when he started shorting. I'm on the weekly chart. Do you understand? The weekly chart. Each one of these candles is an entire week. He was wrong for 16 weeks, 20 weeks, 30 weeks, 50 weeks, a year, 2 years. He was wrong for 118 weeks before he was actually correct. That's the Dow. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. SPY, sure, whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is the point. SPY, yeah, sure. Here you go. Here we go. We'll do it correctly. Here we go. But that's the Dow Jones. That's not... Okay, fine. Here we go. Here we go. There you go. Same thing. 144 weeks. Okay? Wasn't he paying hundreds of millions not to get liquidated? Yes, he was. That's what I'm saying. Like, if it had been me or you, we would have been liquidated. But he was managing billions of dollars. If it would have been me or you, we would have been liquidated. But he was managing billions of dollars. Okay? That's why you're not going to beat the institutions. You can only play their game. No one is always right, but if you're right more often than not, that's how you win. I agree. I agree. I agree with that sentiment. What's the time frame of what we're looking at, though? The last 6 months, the last year, the last 4 years, the last 10 years? What time frame are we looking at? Do you see any long opportunities at these prices? I absolutely do. It's been the red since the day I purchased it. It'd be like that, bro. Ski, did you check your XRP price every day? I didn't. I just DCA'd. Black Swan event probably be Powell getting fired. Man, that would be something. Mike Singletary was a pretty profitable bear too. Alex isn't a bear anymore. Even if the bear market, you should be buying in the bear market, but it's not a bear market. Literally. Like, people, that's the crazy thing. That's the craziest thing. People want to talk out of both sides of their mouth. It's a bear market, but I'm going to wait. Like my brethren, when is the best time to buy? Do you want to buy in the bull market or the bear market? Says crypto is all you, but I know stock. Yeah, you're right. You're correct. Listen, you are correct in that. The S&P 500 and the Dow Jones is different companies. The only point that I was making is that they did the same thing, right? You're correct. You are correct. They are different companies. You are correct. So from 2002 till the peak of 2008, the S&P did 107% move before crashing 53%. The Dow Jones, all I'm saying is it was in an uptrend during the same time, and it was in a downtrend during the same time. Yes. For the purpose of speaking factual evidence and truth, yes, you are correct. I was just trying to make a point. The NASDAQ did 94% before crashing 44%. So yes, you're correct. They're different companies, but they all do the same things because they're all ran by the same market makers. I'm everywhere. He's everywhere, all at one time. Be like water. What's up, brother? One of the OGs of OGs. My boy Ski DIA looking ready to rock it. DNX making moves, but the chart looks like shh. I like different opinions. You can't follow any one person and take their word. I agree. Listen, my mission is not to be anyone's savior. I am not the savior. I do not want to be your savior. I want to teach you how to fish, and I want you to come up with your own analysis. And I want you to feast with me. I don't want to feast. I don't want to fish for you. I want to teach you how to fish, and we'll eat together. That's my mission. That's my goal, is liberating regular people. Okay? ZBAC thoughts. ZBAC was at the price. Here we go. Another example of a cryptocurrency that was sideways and boring for a year plus. This is a year. Listen, I'm on the weekly chart right now. ZBAC was at this price for 46 weeks before doing a 9x. Is ZBAC a buy right now? No. ZBAC gave you a year at this price. That was when it was a buy. If something does a 9x in 45 days, you don't want to be buying that. You want to be selling that. I want to wait for this to bounce and reaccumulate and show signs of breaking a downtrend. It just now crossed to the downside on the RSI on the weekly. Look how hot it was on the weekly chart. 87 on the RSI. This is not a buy. Congratulations to anyone who made a 9X on this. It gave you a year to get that. This is like, listen, you got to get out of this. Everyone, not you. I'm not picking on you. Just in general, like your human nature is you're going to want to buy something that had lots of price action after it had lots of price action. That is the paradox. That is the duality. That is the opposite of what you want. You want to be buying boring projects with good inflation, low to no inflation, good tokenomics before the price action happens, not after. I like big bucks and I cannot lie. Check out the 9 iron on this one. Thoughts on No Santa? No Sana, No Santa? Make sure you guys are spamming that like button, hitting the share so other people can spam that like button. N-O-S-A. No Xana, no Xana. Listen, I know y'all came here. No one came here for my singing. All right, distribution, markdown. This is starting your accumulation, but well, let's see here. What do we have to the left of us? Okay, so we're kind of on top of the prior all-time high. It's kind of where you expect it to go. So this isn't a bad spot here. I don't know what the inflation on this is. Retracement, $5. I would definitely take profits there. Solnic contract address, XTZ9 last 4. That is my top 100X play, period. DIA. I forgot to look at DIA. My bad, Be Like Water. I got so excited about you being the OG of OGs that I forgot to look at your coin. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Isn't following Bitcoin? Look at Bitcoin when it goes up. Alts will follow. It's following Bitcoin. Okay. That's true. Listen, Bitcoin is the sun of this market. You do not get daylight without the sun. Bitcoin is first. There is no Ethereum is going to pop without Bitcoin popping. No, that doesn't exist. Bitcoin must make an all-time high. That's why I spend so much time analyzing what is Bitcoin doing. DIA looks ready to pop. This looks pretty good. I got to cannot disagree with you. 84 cents and parabolic is 280. Z-Back did a 9X, but we're in a bear market, right? Could it hit $20? Plausible. I don't know if that's probable, but it's plausible. Yes, listen, I always start the show with Bitcoin. Why do I start the show with Bitcoin? Because I understand Bitcoin is the sun. The altcoins, no altcoin is going parabolic. Outside of a few, you might have onesies and twosies, but as far as the whole market going, it's not going to happen until Bitcoin gets into price discovery. It's just like, it's the same playbook from stocks, right? Who was my man's the stock market guy? Who was the stock market guy? Astrobits, right? Astrobits knows this, right? You go from the blue chips into the mid caps into the small caps, and you have a rotation, right? So you're rotating into distribution from the blue chips as the mid caps are pumping, and then they rotate into the small caps, and then that's it. Guess what? Crypto does the same thing, and we have abandoned this thesis. I have abandoned my child. We abandoned this for some reason because a lot of meme coins went crazy, but this is what we know and this is what it is. We abandoned it. I have abandoned my child. Great movie, by the way. Follow and subscribe. That's right, guys. Make sure you guys drop a follow. Don't just lurk. Drop a follow. And let's get this. Let's get it to 50,000 likes. Can we do that? Are altcoins more like the Russell? I would say so. Yes. Yay, Ski. I've abandoned my child. Okay, that's enough. Enough before they see us. All right. I'll give you 5 likes if you sing. All right. Pingu pump from 004 to 001. Second meme coin ETF. That's right. Listen. Pingu got an ETF. This idea that institutions are not going to get an ETF for literally everything is a fallacy. Polygon. I like Polygon. I like Polygon. I like it a lot, Janae. I like it. I like Polygon. People have given up on Polygon. They have abandoned hope. They have abandoned their child on Polygon. I like Polygon. I like VeChain. I like Quant. I like ADA. Those are some blue chips that I like. Sonic is my number one 100x play, and I do not think you're going to get a better price. We are in phase C of Wyckoff accumulation for Sonic, period. That's it. The next move is the sign of strength. $9 million market cap. You can book it. You can take it to the bank, literally. Chopping before starting phase E. Phase E is going to take us probably to my beard being safe, but a minimum of 40 mil. There will be some blood. Great movie. Virtuals. Such a great movie. Listen, I'm a movie junkie. I love me some movies. All right? Listen, guys, I'm just a regular dude who's a nerd. All right? I'm not this, like, savior character or anything like that. I'm just a regular guy. I just like helping regular people get liberated from, you know, the shackles of this matrix. Because guess what? You don't escape the matrix because you are the matrix. You're not escaping yourself. The key is to conquer yourself and to rule yourself. Be the master, not the servant. Is it bad for me to say we aren't going any higher? You can say whatever you like, but, like, luckily, you're not the decider. Says your farm looks awesome. I was flying my drone over at the weekend. You'll love to see it. Ski, in your opinion, is it still a great time to buy ICP? Yes, it is. Listen, again, think back to XRP. Think back to ZBEC. Think back to all these coins that, listen, when I say it's a great time to DCA, what I am not saying is if you DCA now, tomorrow it's going to go parabolic. I know we all want that, right? Example, VeChain, but VeChain and ICP have the same chart. VeChain, I'm on the weekly chart here, has been at this price for 170 weeks. 170 weeks. When I say it's a great time to DCA, what I'm not saying is you will never be in the red, and what I am not saying is it's going to go to the moon tomorrow. I'm not saying any of that, but what I'm saying is when you look back 6 months, a year, 2 years from now, you will say, damn, I wish I would have bought Bitcoin at 16K, 20K. Damn, I wish I would have got XRP at 30, 40 cents. Damn, I wish I would have got VeChain at 2 cents. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying we're mooning tomorrow. I'm saying what is the risk to reward? When we're sitting here for 170 weeks, what is the risk to reward? Can you be patient? Can you wait out the storm, Peter? Peter, can you wait out the storm, Peter? Or do you need to wake up Jesus? How high do you see Cardano going minimum this cycle? $2 minimum. But high probability of $4 to $6. We could go to $8. 2, 4, 6, 8. That's my who do we appreciate? That's my targets for quant thoughts. That is my targets for for ADA. Quant targets. My quant targets are 300 bare bones, 700 medium, and 1300 parabolic. Can sushi break all-time highs? I think so. VeChain, 20 cents, 40 cents, 60 cents. Again, VeChain, listen, like it's so similar to XRP. People are just so impatient, man. Like, let me just be honest up front with you. If you're going to watch me and you're not going to listen to me when I say come up with your own thesis, come up with your own timeline. If you don't want to listen to me and you're just going to watch me and you're going to make decisions based off of what I say, don't do that. But if you do that, you need to understand the bias of what I am. And you may not be ready. I am patient as hell. And I will just let the market come to me. And I'm perfectly comfortable just sitting in the red for 6 months at a time. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with just waiting and being patient. Because I know the explosive moves go to those that are patient. Not those that get shiny object syndrome. All right? So that's what I am. I'm super patient. Look at VeChain, 170 weeks. Same thing as XRP, right? XRP was at this price. We talked about it. Between 20 and 60 cents. For how many weeks? 333 weeks. Before it broke. Was I like, my God, I'm going to be able to retire. XRP is going to $589. It's going to $10,000. Did I say any of that stuff? No. I just DCA'd. I was patient. That's how I am with this. Maybe you're not ready to embark upon that journey, but that's what I am. I'm super patient. I don't get moved by, but the orange man's going to fire Jerome Powell. And, I don't do that. That's not me. That's the wrong channel. If you want someone to be hyperbolic and just get like you want to follow the tree that's out in the middle of the field, whichever the way the wind blows, that's what they're going to go. That's not me. That's not who I am. Dana White holds 1 million worth of VeChain. He knows something. I agree. 1618. I think 1618 is very probable for Nauseam. I don't know what the price on that is. What does logarithmic mean in this chart? Logarithmic is just a different way of looking at it. I don't look at logarithmic because for personal biases. Some people love... Here's my advice on regular versus logarithmic, okay? Here's my advice on this. Again, this comes back to my whole thing is I want you to fish for you. I don't want to be your savior. That's not what I'm here to do, okay? I want to help liberate you to be your own hero. I'm Morpheus. That's who I am. I'm not the hero of the story. I'm Morpheus. I'm waking you up. All right? I'm not the hero. That's who I am. I'm Morpheus. Okay? Logarithmic versus regular. Here's my advice on that. Pick one and stick with it. Whatever works for you, just be consistent with it. Anything will work as long as you're consistent. Wherever you have an edge, keep doing that. Don't get shiny object syndrome of like logarithmic. This indicator, RSI, stochastic RSI, but I need to do Bollinger Bands. Blah, blah, blah. You're never going to get anywhere if you're not consistent. Okay? I don't use logarithmic. For me personally, it doesn't mean that it's wrong. It doesn't mean that logarithmic. Hold on, I gotta... TikTok, please. Big brother. It doesn't mean that... Hold on. Jesus Christ. My God. I say. Here we go. All right. It doesn't mean that logarithmic is wrong. It's just I know that I get biased bullishly with logarithmic. Logarithmic makes me too biased to the upside. So I try not to use it. But that doesn't mean it's wrong. If you find strength in using logarithmic and you have an edge in logarithmic, keep using logarithmic. Hey, what's up, T13? What's your question? He says you have the patience of Job, my guy. I do. I really do. What charts look like XRP before it ripped? This is accumulation. This is Wyckoff accumulation. There's a lot of charts. My top value list. VeChain, Flux, Solnic, ICP. My top value list looks like this. This is Wyckoff accumulation. That's what this is. Right? But this was years. This took years to play out. Years and years and years to play out. Not all heroes wear trench coats. Ski Kid, you'll take a look at Phantom. My target is the retracement, but I think it's plausible to get to the 1618 and the 2618. BlackRock, as well as so many other institutions, are buying for their clients, not themselves. Who are their clients, brother? I don't know. The top 1%? That's an oxymoron. BlackRock manages over $10 trillion. What is the stock BlackRock worth? 20 billion? 200 billion? Nowhere near what they're actually worth. All right, let's check out FTM. Like, yes, they're an institutional manager. That's an oxymoron. AI16Z. Okay, listen, this looks like accumulation. I don't mind this at all. This looks really good to me as well. Retracement is $1.80. This is Wyckoff accumulation. Parabolic is 888. AI16Z. There's not really enough data on that one. See if we can find a better one. Yeah, there's not really enough. I mean, on the daily, this looks okay. This looks like accumulation. Retracement, $1.20. H-bar. Can you check Sonic, not Sonic? I just looked at Sonic, brother. I just looked at FTM. Just did it. Just did it. Retracement, 216. Parabolic, 888. What's going on with ADA, bro? It's an accumulation. Accumulation takes months and years to play out. Listen, I'm not a day trader who's going to put in 16 trades in a day. That's not what I am. That's not what my channel is. If you want that type of content, there are other creators for you. What I am is super macro and super patient. But what's up with ADA? It's making higher lows in accumulation. Accumulation within accumulation. It has the same chart as VeChain, has the same chart as everything. NCT. Bro, spazzing. Thank you for the galaxies. Yeah, savage. NCT has the same as ADA, same as VeChain. This is the, like, who asked me the question earlier, like, what charts look like XRP pre-breakout? Well, what did XRP pre-breakout do? This might take a long time to play out, right? It might go all the way over here. I don't know, but this is the same as XRP pre-breakout, because what is that? That is a Wyckoff accumulation. Sorry I asked. What did you ask? Nothing to be sorry about, bro. I'm just hype. It feels like last July. It does feel like last July. You know what, too? You know what happened last July? My God, Webb, that's such a good comparison. You know what also happened last July, sentimentally? Your boy Ski got banned permanently. Insta-perma ban. I got banned last July, too. Then what happened? We broke out. By the way, this is last July. My base case is we're doing what we did in 2023. That's my base case. But I think there's a reasonable plausibility that we do this. This is the July fractal right here. This is July. This is August. We could show it right here. Here we go. Bull flag. Rolling down. People were pissed. This was euphoria. People were pissed in July. So pissed that they mass reported my account and it got banned. Insta perma ban. For the I've been banned 1,700 times. All right. Algorand 222,888. Those are my targets. Make sure you guys follow me everywhere. Who paid to get you banned? I don't know. I don't care. You know why I don't care? I made a brand new account, and guess what? I got live access in the first week, and I was making more views on my brand new account than I was making on my old account. They literally paid for nothing. They thought that they held me down, but they actually empowered me, invigorated me. It doesn't matter. Listen, I don't care. I'm not going to give that my prana. I'm not going to give it my energy. Says, bruv. Oh, my Lord. I gave my targets, man. I gave my targets on it, brother. NOS. Brother. My brethren. I gave my targets on it. The highest probability is $4 to $5. That's the retracement. That's the highest probability. Take profit there. 1618 is $12. Parabolic is $20. There you go. I've abandoned my child. I'd be better able to find you if you got banned again. Well, check it out. I'm live everywhere right now. On many platforms. Some of them red. That start with a Y and end in YouTube. I'm live right now. Guess what? I've never had a video ever taken down there. I recommend you follow me there. And if it's all the same, if I'm keeping it a buck, your eyeball, I get paid 10 times there. What I do on TikTok. If it's all the same. Just keeping it a buck. That platform pays me 10 times the eyeball per eyeball that TikTok does. I'm also on X. I'm on Instagram. I'm everywhere. Solnick contract address, XTZ9. Solnick is my number one 100x value play. I will be pushing Solnick for the next 20 plus years, period. You want to talk about patience? I will be grinding to a pulp. You guys will grind your boy ski to a pulp until it reaches $100 or I'm dead. Here from MySpace. I'm live on MySpace. No, I'm not live on MySpace. Thank you for the galaxies, bro. I don't know if I told you. Thank you for the galaxies. What did he say? What? What did he say? Algorand, 222. Third time's the charm. My bro is casting spells on me. He's putting charms on me. Please. No. All right, wormhole. For the witch. He's a witch. He's putting a charm on me. Please, no. Leave me alone. Ah. Oh, yeah, I'm on CoinMarketCap, too. For real. Leave me alone. Ah. Okay. What's the inflation on this? What is the inflation on Wormhole? There's a lot of inflation on Wormhole. So to me, it's a no-go. So the market cap is 330 million. The FTV is 710. So more than double. Right? So if there was no inflation, this would have been the bottom. But because there was inflation, the bottom fell out. So in all likelihood, it's probably just going to retrace, which is about 60 cents. I'm live from dial-up. Send a raven. He's live. I'm everywhere. I'm everything everywhere all at one time. Says, can we look at some of your calls, Dynex? It's not a call, it's a value play. And I feel the same way that I felt about XRP. I accumulated it for 5 years. Am I willing to accumulate those for 5 years? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Maybe you're not. I am patient. I still believe in all of those. $88 to $2 from here is wild. Why is it wild? Why is it wild? Is there or is there not an 88 ETF pending approval? Let me know. LCX, please. 111, 222. Any on-chain updates? I have not heard from them. Flux price prediction ski. Sorry if I missed it. $5, $13. Bare bones, $5, $13 is my parabolic case. Oh. All right, guys. That's going to be it this time. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. By the way, there is a 4th of July sale. 70% off. All right, my favorite holiday is the 4th of July. Why? Because I believe in freedom. That's why I'm in this space. That's why I'm here teaching. All right, so 4th of July sale until July 5th. $176.60 for a portfolio review, consultation, one-on-one, exit strategy personalized to you, lifetime access to my course, lifetime access to my exclusive group. I am taking on 7, and there's already a couple, so there's only a few slots left. But I'm taking on 7 total clients that I will be doing one-on-one coaching with 12 different calls and 1 emergency call with everything mentioned before. So that sale is going on till July 5th at midnight. You're not going to get a better deal, period. All right? I believe in freedom. There is no more freedom holiday than July 4th. If you're from the UK, you got to pay double. I'm just kidding. That's not real. That's a joke. But 4th of July sale, $176 for a portfolio review, exit strategy, one-on-one personal call, lifetime access to my course, lifetime access to my exclusive group. If you guys want to take advantage of that. If you've already had a call and you want to apply it towards the seven coaching, you could apply your call, that whatever you paid for the call, you could apply that total towards that. But that is going to be it for this time. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. Follow me on MySpace. Follow me on AOL. Follow me on CoinMarketCap. I will never message you first. Those are scammers. If your boy Ski, if a Ski's Crypto slides into your DMs and says, "Thank you for calling AT&T Ski," it's not me. All right? I'm not going to ask you for money. I'm not going to message you first. I'm not going to ask you how your trading's going. I'm not going to, none of that. That ain't me. Those are scammers. For the love of God, do not redeem. Peace, love, prosperity. God first. God bless.